Welcome to Angie's Ales. I'm the Brew Nut. Got me a nice Citra Smash IPA that we brewed a couple weeks ago. So today I want to kind of talk to you all about fermentation, right? So for fermentation, most people use the buckets. There's another, you can go with conical fermenters. There's all kinds of better bottles. There's all kinds of different options out there. So I use buckets for years and years and years. Just recently I've gotten into doing using a old Sanke keg for a fermenter. So what the benefits of that is I can do a pressure fermentation. I can use a spunding valve in order to build up some pressure during fermentation and use some of that CO2 that's normally just vented into the air and use it to build up pressure against my fermenting wort or eventually beer. So that's a benefit of using a pressure vessel or a vessel that's capable of holding pressure, and a Sanke commercial keg is more than capable of doing that. So that's a benefit. They're cheap. They're available, used online on Craigslist or OfferUp or any of those online sales places. So you can usually find them cheap. What I will say, don't just go buy a keg and then pay your $50 deposit and don't bring it back. It costs the breweries way more money than $50, so you're kind of taken out of their profit, or the distributor, whatever that may be. So don't do that. It's not a $50 keg. Find one in decent means. A lot of times distribution places will even give you a keg. They have kegs that are damaged or beyond the use life, and they'll give them away. So with that, we're gonna go outside and go ahead and take a look at how I clean and use a keg for fermentation. So I'm out here on the patio here at Angie's Ales. This is where we do all of our brewing. So I want to talk about the unit that we're going to be using today. The unit is actually made by NorCal Brewing Solutions. It is called the Sanke Keg Ultimate 4-Way Kit. I think it's available for like 125 bucks, depending on what options you add to it. You can check it out on their website. So what we're looking at here, I'm just going to give a brief overview of everything that's involved in this. So it attaches to a standard Sanke keg like this. You're all familiar with these, and it attaches into the center with an O-ring and a tri-clamp. So it uses a 2-inch tri-clamp, fits right inside, and then allows you to ferment inside of a Sanke keg. All right, so I'm gonna go over some of the key points of having one of these. Is first off, down the center, you have a racking cane or a pickup tube that goes all the way down into the center of the keg. That comes up, and they offer a few different options for this. I chose the 1/2-inch MPT, which just comes with a compression fitting that you attach to the end. And then I added this ball valve, the 3-piece ball valve, so you can kind of take it apart and do cleaning and stuff like that. I prefer these over a standard ball valve. From there, I added a T fitting where I have a cam lock fitting going out to where I can add a hose like you saw when I picked it up, and then also a sample port. So this will be used during fermentation. I'll be able to draw samples to see if the beer has reached its final gravity. So going back down to the end, around this part is a built-in cleaning head, which it's a spray head that sprays the cleaner and water on the inside to rinse or star sand, whatever you have in the keg. So it's going to rinse that keg out thoroughly. So on their website it says it sprays up to 10 feet. I did not hook up a hose to see. I feel like I don't have 10-foot arms, so I'm going to get soaking wet. So that goes up and that gets ported through this 4-way, and it goes into this port here. So that port will allow you to spray liquid in there. And later on in the video, you'll see how we recirculate through it using nothing but built up pressure that we built up in the keg. Also, you can add CO2. So it has a ball lock connector on this side. So the ball lock connector will allow you to add CO2. This allows you to do pressurized fermentation, or even add a spunding valve, which we'll talk about in a later episode. And we also have a ability to do closed pressure transfer, so no more oxygen getting in your beer. So that's what's great about that. All right, so another add-on, I guess, that you can have is you can have this thermo well added in. So the great thing about a thermo well is that you can put your temperature probe from your temperature control unit. I use the Wi-Fi Inkbird in my garage fridge that allows me to get the temperature inside the beer. So this will be down inside the keg, and you're going to get that temperature probe down inside, so you'll know the temperature inside the beer. As many of you know, once fermentation starts, it raises the temperature up. So it's not necessarily the area around where your fermentation vessel is, but the temperature of the actual wort itself as it begins fermenting into beer. So that's a key point, and that's sealed off in the bottom, so there's no air or anything going in there. All in all, I think this is a great piece of equipment, and they have a really long, complicated name that I can never remember to say. So for the rest of this video, we're going to call this the unit. Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by Angie's Ales. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit the like button down below, and even subscribe to this channel for more great videos. Check the description for a link for NorCal, and check out all the great gear they got. They got some awesome stuff over there. I'm the Brew Nut. I'm out. Keep brewing that shit!